Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Sorcery. Previously, we met some very nice folk who were very helpful to us. Then we went north through an abandoned civilization of giants and their massive streets and ruined homes. And then as we were passing through a mountain pass, we ran into a real-life giant. And we kicked his butt, stole his teeth, and now I can summon giants of my own to fight for me. Or do any other task, I suppose. And, we then got our butt kicked in this mine. So, let's see if we can't find another path here. Let's see. So, let's try climbing up this time. We can leave the mines be. The climb on the other side of the valley will be no easier than the climb down. Alright, climb the valley. Let's go. Guess we're skipping that bridge. Your breath is short and your heart is hammering as you pause halfway up the valley slope. A small wooden hut is opposite, set a little way back from the path. Oh, I see we lost some stamina in the climb. That's a shame, but... Let's see. Now let's look at the hut. You stop to watch the hut, dropping behind a bush out of sight as you do so. After a few minutes, you see a troll emerge, ducking to get through the tiny frame of the building. He is clearly guarding something around here, perhaps another goblin mine. Or perhaps he was stationed here long ago to guard a city that has now crumbled to ruin. Ooh. Wait to see what he does. The creature stands outside the hut for a few minutes, looking this way and that, his colossal head turning with the speed and dexterity of a mill wheel. Then he stomps away around the curve of the hill. You probably have a few minutes before he reappears. Ooh, let's go inside and see what we can pilfer. It's okay to steal from him because he's not human, right? You seize the opportunity and race over to the hut to see what you can pilfer. Inside, you find it is a barren shack. There is a low oak table at the center and no windows. There is no door. A pile of blankets in one corner is the only nicety. Search the blankets. You lift the corner of the blanket with the tip of your sword, and hidden away you find 3 gold pieces. Most likely the troll's pay for the entire year. Yoink! You take it quickly and drop the blankets back as you found them. The creature will be back any moment. You should go. Hint taken. You've been here long enough. Quickly, you turn and hurry away, just in time to see the troll returning from its patrol around the edge of the hill. It hasn't seen you, and is too stupid to notice anything you might have moved or left out of place. It moves to enter the hut. Go back and face the troll, really? Well, no, we'll just slip away. With the troll out of sight, you hurry away along the path, not pausing again until the hut is far out of sight. Nice. 3 gold. I'm a horrible person. Another hour passes as you finish the climb. With the sun starting to hang heavy in the sky, you reach the top and meet with the other end of the rope bridge. Take a look back. It may look stable, but is undoubtedly a death trap set to part travelers from their gold and from their lives. You continue on down the slope as evening draws in. We're next to a town, Biratanti. We won't be slumming it in the wilderness tonight. Some way down the hill, you stop for a rest and sit on a boulder to survey what lies ahead. The path leads downwards, and at its foot, cradled between 3 peaks, is a village, and quite a large one at that. Behind you, the sun is falling rapidly into the hills. It'll be night soon. Approach the village, of course. The village looks like a good place to stop. You hop down from the boulder and make your way forward, when an overhanging branch touches your face and you hear a lively chirping. Well, what could be the harm in freezing? You freeze. Hovering by your shoulder is a small creature the size of a bird. It is childlike but very thin, with green skin, and flits around you on transparent wings. It seems friendly enough. It even lands on your shoulder, its tiny clawed toes pinching slightly. Oh. It sounds like I've been visited by a fairy? Talk to it. Greetings, little creature. And hello to you, the creature replies, chirping. My name is Jan. Oh, that must... Boy, you're just really letting it all hang out there, aren't you? Hi, Jan. What do you want with me? See that village? The creature replies. Last time I tried to go through, they told me I wasn't welcome, so I wouldn't mind some protection. Well, I can protect you. The creature squeezes your shoulder gently. It's like having a spider trying to burrow into your skin. The creature starts hopping up and down. Come on, it grumbles impatiently. Let's get going, can't we? Alright, but what are you? The creature does a backflip and gives a low bow. I'm a Minimite. Pleased to meet you. It reaches out a tiny hand and shakes your earlobe. Oh, that's adorable. Okay. Well, just so you know, where I'm going is dangerous. You warn the creature. You might be killed traveling with me. The creature shrugs. I've got small wings, can't get far on my own. The creature flits to your other shoulder once more. You're not in any hurry, are you? It observes. Do you want to sleep out in the rough? Yeah, this Jan fellow seems harmless enough. What can you tell me about the village? You point down the valley. Is it safe? That's Biratanti, and it's very safe. It's the largest village in the whole of the Shamutanti Hills. Every traveler who comes this way spends at least one night there, so it's a little bit expensive, especially for Minimites, but pleasant enough. Okay, something's not adding up. The largest village, and is known for having travelers coming through. And yet Jan was not welcomed there. Like, it may be as simple as not welcoming non-humans, but... Well, let's get going then. The creature shakes you by the ear in excitement, and you set off along the path once more. You descend into the bowl of the valley. The hills on either side are toweringly tall, and throw the village into deep shadow. It would seem a very gloomy, threatening place, but from the streets come the distant sound of laughter and merriment. Enter the town or sleep outside. Well, I hear laughter and merriment. That is a stark difference from Urastanti. Ooh, jeez. Yeah, let's head inside. You continue along the path. The sounds of festivities grow louder. It's almost spooky here in the shade of the valley. And after so long on the dire road, the people in this village seem to be enjoying themselves. See, the Minimite on your shoulder remarks. I told you it was a happy place. Jan, what's going on? Are they bewitched? Jan shakes his head. No, if there was magic, believe me, I'd know. This is the Festival of the Young. Ooh, that sounds nice. What's that? Well, take a look. Jan waves a little hand around the village. The idea is that once a year, the children are allowed the freedom of the village. It is a time of great fun and lots of pranks. It becomes quickly obvious what he means. You pass the first few buildings where you find a number of children sitting in the street and drinking ale from deep mugs. Further on, a young boy is holding an old woman over his knee and is spanking her. On the other side of the street, a group of boys is fighting outside a hut with a sign that reads, Glandragor's Tavern. It is all complete mayhem. Okay, well, let's respect the local customs. Leave the old woman alone. You consider helping the woman, but there is nothing you can do. It is their festival, after all. Okay. The tavern. or further into town? Well, taverns aren't really about room and board, so... you never know. Could get him into a bar fight. A nice little scrap. Let's get into some mischief. Behind the bar, a thick-set man is wiping mugs down with an old rag. "Greetings, stranger," he calls. "I'm Glandragor. Can I be helping you?" Greetings. "I've come a long way." "I'm sure you have. Take a seat." You do so, and Jan leaps up and onto the counter. Glandragor seems amused rather than alarmed by the creature. Okay, that's a good sign. Okay. Jan, I now trust you. You're like Puck. You're my Puck now. You'll be my moral compass and all that. How much is ale? 2 gold pieces, and it's the finest in town. Well, it's the only ale in town. I make sure of that. Honestly, I might just get my stamina restored when I go to bed, so I'll just leave. You shake your head. I'm not so thirsty. Glandragor shrugs. You know where to find me when you try out. Oh, an eventful tavern visit, but okay, further into town. You head out of the tavern and turn a corner to find a group of girls standing by a signpost pointing to the crystal waterfall. They are tripping up their elders as they pass, giggling. Crystal waterfall. Tell me about that. You stop by the group and ask them about the waterfall, but they are too distracted by Jan, whom they delight in poking, tickling, and generally cooing over. After a few minutes of asking them about the waterfall, you give up and walk away. One of the girls calls out, "Come back." Another shouts, "The water is good for you." Jan sighs, already missing the attention, but comes back to rest on your shoulder. You leave the girls to their snickering. Okay. Could find an inn. What the hell is that noise? I could go to the inn, or I could visit the waterfall. Yeah, I could do a little R&R. You go back, past the girls, and head up the path that climbs through the crack in the mountainside. Soon the air is filled by a thundering. It's quite a climb, but eventually you turn a corner through a narrow cleft in the rock and catch your first glimpse of the tall, natural waterfall plunging down from the cliffs overhead. Large crystal stalactites hang down either side of the water. There's only one path to reach it, winding up the rock face, and it passes by a small hut where a ruffian is collecting money. Ooh. Ask Jan to scout ahead. It looks like someone's running a toll out of the road. Crap. Let's greet the ruffian. You make your way over to the hut. Greetings, you begin. You collect a fee for the waters. I do, sneezes the ruffian. These waters cannot be so healing that he has not caught an awful flu from them. 3 gold pieces. Well, who said anything about healing? It just said the water's good for you. Like, who knows, maybe I take a dip and my max stamina goes up. I don't know. Let's haggle. 3 gold pieces. You shake your head. For a bath? That is too much. The waters are healing, the ruffian explains quickly. They'll do more than make you clean. Ooh. Let's haggle. I'll give you 2. The ruffian considers you for a moment. He seems to be won over by your manner. All right, 2 gold pieces, but don't tell anyone I did it. All right, I already pushed my luck here. You hand over your coins. The ruffian pockets them quickly, scanning the path either side to make sure he hasn't been seen. Oh, jeez. I feel like I've been scammed, but... Well, I restored my stamina. You head up to the waterfall, which cascades forcefully into a deep pool. You strip off your clothes and dive into the pool while Jan flutters through the froth. The cool water is fresh and invigorating, and you feel yourself getting rapidly better. You feel a huge swell of confidence. Coming here was the best decision you have made. Now you can move on, refreshed and ready for the night. Oh. I could go back and find an inn, or I could sleep by the waterfall. We have plenty of gold, I'll just buy a room. But what if shenanigans happen? Oh, the shenanigans would probably be bad. Once you have bathed thoroughly, you dry off, dress, and return down the path. You return into Biratanti past the girls. You find the village inn buried under a rocky overhang. The proprietor stands in the doorway, and a formidable young girl armed with a baker's paddle. "What do you want?" she squeaks at you. Did I eat today? I don't think my character has eaten yet today, so... room and board. 9 gold pieces! Oh! Jeez! Okay, how much for just a room? 5 gold pieces. Plenty of travelers in Biratanti. We only want the best. Ah. Well, I need to... I have 2 emeralds. I have 20 coins in... At least 20 in non-gold, so... yeah, fine, pay it. You pay the girl 5 gold pieces, and she directs you up the winding set of stairs to a room in the rafters of the house. From here you have a perfect view over the madness in the streets outside. Children are running riot with blazing torches, waving them in the faces of the adults they pass. A few men have their legs and arms tied around fence posts. If this wasn't a festival, it would be a revolution. Sit up on guard. I feel like my character's like alert enough to wake up if anything bad happens, so go to sleep, maybe. Yeah. Oh. I lost 3 stamina. But never mind their problems. Pushing a chest in the way of the door to stop anyone coming in, you stretch yourself out on the straw matting. Jan curls up under your ear. His presence is calming and peaceful. The noise from the streets begins to subside as darkness spreads across the village. Your stomach rumbles painfully as you try to sleep. Ah. Yeah, that must have happened because I didn't eat. Crap. Your dreams are filled with walking, with peaks and valleys and endless paths. A curious light plays across them, building walls to heights before ruining them as it moves away. The rest of the night passes silently. I mean, I could have eaten one of my rations, but I think that actually does restore your stamina a bit, so I'll wait until I'm in more dire straits. Beyond Biratanti. You rise early. As you gather your things, Jan leaps up and onto your shoulder. "Ready to go?" he chirps. You head downstairs and out of the inn, noting on the way that the girl who let you in is now sitting quietly in a chair, while her parents clean and prepare a breakfast of baked bread. You head outside and follow the path to the far side of Biratanti. The sun sits in the horizon like a gleaming jewel. If all goes well, you will reach Torapani today, the last village in the Shamutanti Hills. After a short climb, the path breaks, heading uphill to the left and downhill to the right. Jan, what do you think? Which way, Jan? To the right is a forest. To the left, the going is easier. The path heads through a field of black flowers to Torapani. Black flowers. What else do you know? You demand suspiciously. Nothing, protests the creature. And that's a fine way to talk to your guide. I'm not charging you for my advice, you know. We'll get no more from the creature. With Torapani so close, it hardly matters which way you go, surely. Oh. Well, this looks like just flowers, but I think on this path through the woods, I think there's a house of some sort on the cliffside. That'd be quite nice to see, so let's do that. We go right, you decide. Then be on your guard, Jan warns you. Oh yeah, because he did say it's a bit more difficult going. You climb a rise. The way is not too steep, and as noon approaches, you have crested the ridge and are descending yet again. You are now at the highest point of the hills, where the trees are thin. The view west goes on forever, and sometimes you catch glimpses of Kare on the northern horizon. Stop and eat? Let's have lunch. Taking a brief pause, you eat some of your provisions and feel better for it. Then you continue along your path. Jan is in a talkative mood and fills the air around with his chatter about what he can see and how things smell and what he plans to do once he makes his fortune in Kare. Aww. Hope he comes with me to Kare, that'd be great. You pass from the open hillside into a patch of deep forest. Quite suddenly, Jan falls quiet and hisses in your ear. Stop. Stop now. Ooh, why? Because, insists the creature in a tiny voice, because something is following us. You come to a dead stop. Jan is right. Something is moving through the trees behind you. A moment later, a point of steel has emerged from the darkness between two trees and touches your neck. You've seen me, whispers a voice. I know it. Ooh. If someone's pointing steel at me, I should answer in kind. Draw my sword. You have a moment to draw your sword before the tall, dark figure of an assassin emerges from the trees. He is dressed head to toe in black, and you had not seen him a moment before, even though he had been standing a mere arm's lengths away. He wields a sharp scimitar in expert hands. His shoulder has a screaming sun on it. Ugh. Fight him, cast a spell. Ooh. I'm eager to test out my new sword, so let's fight him. You bring your sword up to bear. See, look at this. Now, my max power goes beyond 9, all the way up to 11. I'm feeling quite a lot more powerful, but there's no telling what his first move is going to be. Let's go with the weaker strike on the weak side. Maybe 3.8. The assassin nods to you, taps 2 fingers against his chest, and readies his stance. You rush forward quickly, hoping to catch him before he is ready. The assassin turns his curved sword about, but he cannot stop your blade. He spins his sword about to shift the sword across his body. There's no telling what he's gonna do next. He might be going for a swift counterattack. He strikes me as someone who is very well trained. Let's defend. Ooh, a weak blow. You drop yourself into a crouch. His light blow sails over your head, moving with the deadly speed of an attacking serpent. You are mostly unharmed. The assassin laughs appreciatively. Alright. He's toying with his food, huh? Let's hit him with something harder. Maybe an 8.4. Oh, bad play. Uh-oh. Time to attack. You rush forward with a deep, heavy slash, but the impact clangs against his turned sword. He grins. He is left breathless, but otherwise unharmed. Closing his eyes, the assassin murmurs a quick prayer as he sets his stance. Yeah, between what he was doing with his 2 fingers on his chest and this prayer, He seems very... what's the word? I feel like he's preparing to take a life. He might be going for a huge blow. He's been playing it conservatively so far, so we'll defend and recover our attack power besides. Ooh, 7! Eye for an eye, then. You whip up your defenses as he powers forward, but it only tires him out. You're mostly unharmed. The assassin swivels his grip. The weapon sings as it moves. He might be going for a medium blow, so let's try a 6.1. Acting quickly, you swing your sword fast, in towards his chest. But the blow you land is only minor because the assassin has adjusted his stance swiftly. Blood drips from the assassin's tunic. He curses under his breath. All my power, 5.1. It's not much, but... The trees watch as the battle unfolds. Relentlessly you cut and thrust, keeping him pinned. You slash violently across his chest, but the blow jumps back off of his hilt of his blade. He grimaces with effort. He is bruised, but not seriously hurt. My duty is to sever your head from your neck, the assassin says, in a voice as cold as polished marble. You will not hold me from it. Right. I doubt he's going for a weak attack, so defend. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to counter that. You ready yourself to block as he tries a deep slice, but you roll out of the way, mostly unhurt. He nods to you wisely. The assassin flicks the blade through the air, crouching as he moves. I think we might be able to finish him here. Leaping into action, you twist and lower your sword quickly. He is off balance and moving slowly, and the blade goes deep. He turns and tumbles, releasing his sword as he topples. I am not so proud as to not admit when I am beaten, he groans. You may finish me if you so choose, but if you do me an honor and use my own blade. 3 stamina lost, competent combat. The assassin is not dead, but lies on the floor, gasping. Finish him and search his body, or spare him. Ooh. I feel like the answer is so painfully obvious, why would you ever pick the other thing, but that in itself is giving me pause. Someone, or some group of people maybe, fears me. They sent an assassin after me. Wait. Yo, do you remember at the start of the game, the Sight Master Captain? How he said, like, the previous person who went to seek the crown is coming back but transformed? Do you think this assassin is that dude? Okay, look. This assassin said his duty is to sever my head from my neck. If I spare him, he'll come back. But I kind of want to see what happens. I'll spare him, if only to make a more interesting story. Then get up, you tell him, holding your sword back, but not putting it away yet. He nods and sheathes his own blade. You are a worthy victor. I am glad to meet you. Now you have saved me, you own me in part. My name is Flanker, and I am an assassin and thief. Ooh. I own him? Okay, this is more honorable than I thought. Why did you attack me? It is a simple matter. I pick on wayfarers for practice in hiding and killing. I assumed you would be no match, especially when I saw your pet. He points briefly at the Minimite, who is currently hiding under a fold in your tunic. But I see I was wrong. He bows his head once, perhaps in respect, perhaps from the pain of his injuries. You are traveling to Kare, he asks. Okay, there's a lot to digest here. He said, what did he say? My duty is to sever your head from your neck. Yet when he says he picks on wayfarers for practice in hiding and in killing, I mean, I guess... okay, yeah, I guess training to be an assassin is part of an assassin's duty. I guess so. It wasn't personal. Oh. So this assassin was not sent after me specifically. If Flanker here is telling the truth. Also, the second thing, he assumed I would be no match for him, especially when I saw your pet. Doesn't that imply that Jan is making me weaker somehow? Why would he think I would be weak if I had this fairy Jan next to me? That's... You are traveling to Kare, he asks. Yes, I am. I'll be truthful with this guy. I go that way as well. I will not travel with you, but once you are there, perhaps I will see you. If so, I will not forget the debt I owe you. Oh. Awesome. What is your business in Kare? He looks long into your eyes for a moment, then answers, The nobles of the city have heard rumors. Goblins are reopening the old mines. They want to know why. Oh, well... Okay, I know. They are mining for emeralds. You tell him, remembering your finds in the goblin mines. They may find emeralds, Flanker replies, but that is not what makes them brave the abandoned shafts and workings. You know the history of these hills, perhaps. They have not always been so poor, so underpopulated. Once, great and powerful men lived here, men of great knowledge and sorcery. And giants. Flanker shakes his head. The giants came after. The giants are what those great men became. The ancient miners once ran a great city spanning from the Kakabad Sea as far north as the Jaikar mines. That was where they mined the ore that forged the crown. And it is that metal, that power, which the goblins are searching for. If Mampain should rise, it will be their only hope. Wow. Will they find it? Flanker breathes heavily and painfully. Perhaps, though they say the ancients left terrible guardians behind. He bows his head again. This time, it is definitely from pain. Go, he hisses. You cannot aid me. Sure, I'll try helping you. You're nice. I mean, you did try to kill me, but, No, you reply. I've caused your wounds. I will help you. He grins with gritted teeth. Are you a doctor? I do not think you are. Finish him off. Oh, that's cruel. No, this dude, he's cool. I like him. Bind his wounds. Tearing strips of dark fabric from his clothing, you bind his wounds tightly, and the bleeding lessens. You are too kind to a man who was about to kill you, he murmurs. Let that be your lesson, you reply, as you gather up your things and head out of the forest, leaving him behind. You have a sense that you have made a powerful friend. Ooh, nice. Leave the trees. Flanker, huh? Right. So, I remember when I played this game over a year ago, and I stopped early because I wanted to Let's Play it later, I think I remember killing him. This has been interesting then. Okay. How much longer do you think we'll be traveling today? The Minamite on your shoulder asks. I'm hungry and tired. We've gone such a long way. Not much further. The Minamite sighs and slumps onto your shoulder. Yeah, you're tired. You've been riding on my shoulder all day. Come on. You continue along the path and around the side of a hill. A wooden hut is set into the slope, with an old woman sitting on the front step. A river seems to emerge from beneath her. As you get closer, you realize the water flows underneath her house, and the house itself is set on splayed struts like an insect, straddling the watercourse. A few paces from the front of the house, the water plunges over the edge of a sheer cliff and disappears. Yeah, this is the same waterfall that fed the crystal waterfall. Neat. Greet the woman. I mean, this is like the only path. Well, no, there are two paths, but this is a path to Kare, and so many people travel through here. She's gonna be open to strangers, maybe. Greet the woman. Greetings, you call. The woman looks up at you and smiles. Come over here, won't you? She calls. I can barely see you. Oh. What could go wrong? Being beckoned over by a stranger in the middle of the wilderness. Don't do this at home, kids. You approach the old woman. She smiles a toothless smile and gets up from the step. Come in, please, she beckons. I get so lonely living out here on my own, away from the villages. Well, if you're lonely, why won't you move to the village? Oh, I feel all sorts of shenanigans going by. Okay, worst case scenario, she's a witch who will try to bewitch me. But if that's the case, maybe I could kill her and steal some neat things from her house. Thank you. You follow her inside and take a seat by a long wooden table. I'll bring us some tea, she says. She sounds almost nervous. Nervous? Hurrying to her kitchen, she returns with 2 large cups. Watch it, Jan whispers in your ear. I don't trust this one. Drink the tea. Make conversation. Okay, maybe we can play it off as waiting for the tea to cool. In the meanwhile, we can maybe watch her mannerisms and see if this lady seems overly eager for me to sip from my cup. It's probably poisoned. The tea is still hot. You cup it between your hands as you speak. This is a beautiful place, you remark, watching the river outside the door plunging away over the cliff face. This is the top of the crystal waterfall, she says. The river runs right under the house. They say it carries all my goodness and youth away while I sleep, and the villagers bathe in it for luck, she giggles meanly. I'm sure it isn't quite true. Uh-huh. Oh, she is definitely a witch. So, what's your name? They call me Gaza Moon. Witch? That is the witchiest witch name ever. Gaza Moon, she replies with a smile. I used to be quite well known in my way. You nod, but you have never heard of her. So, why do you live alone? It must be more dangerous. Oh, she smiles sweetly. No one bothers about me. Why would they? You can't help but notice she has not answered the question. You make to sip your tea when the old woman stops you, catching your arm before the cup reaches your lips. Oh, she says suddenly, I've forgotten the pot. She goes back to the kitchen to fetch it. Drink my tea, switch cups with her, make a run for it. Okay. I'm gonna do some reverse psychology here. if my cup was really poisoned... If my cup was really poisoned, why would she stop me as I went to take a sip? Okay, I'm gonna drink it, and whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna big brain this. Oh, I got healed. You lift your mug, blow away the steam, and take a sip as the old lady returns. The old lady lifts her own mug and takes a deep gulp. Your own tea is gently refreshing. Then she splutters and coughs and grips her side. Okay, hello. All right. Help her. Yeah. We're nice, we're innocent, we did nothing wrong. We'll just help her. Something wrong? Oh, no, she replies, trying to smile, but clearly doubled up in pain. Stumbling and almost falling, she staggers to her kitchen and gulps down another drink. She had an antidote. When she returns, she seems much better again. I'm not as young as I was, she explains. All the same, she pushes her tea to one side. But tell me about you. You're a traveler? Yeah. Yes, that's right. I'm going to Kare. She claps her hands. How wonderful! Such a delightful city. Indeed, you answer. Oh yeah, I'm not having any of her bullshit. Tell me, on your journey, you didn't happen to come across an old man, did you? I've met two. One was the nice man from, what's it called? Hold on. The old man over in Christatonti who gave me some advice about the terrain and a free ration, some fruit that he grows, Bamba, I think it was. The other was the old man stuck in a tree who gave me a torn page of a spell. Yes, I did. Not just any old man, she insists. The one that was carrying a page from a spell book. Okay, well, what use is an incomplete spell to me? Show her the page. You pull the spell page from your pack and her eyes light up. Giggling with glee, the witch snatches it. So who was that old man? A rogue and a bandit, she replies, spitting. 4 days ago, I was visited by a traveler such as yourself. But when I was away making my tea, as I always do, he started leafing through my book and tore out a page. He must have been a wizard of power because he vanished almost too fast for me to curse him. Almost too fast. What curse did you cast? Well, you saw him, she replies. I aged him. Didn't stop him escaping, though. Okay. She fusses with the page, repairing her spell book with some gentle magic. Shall I show you how useful the spell is? What? Oh, God, what did the spell do? I forget. What do you mean? Well, she makes a little gesture at something behind you. How can I put this? You're sure you don't want me to rid you of a pest? And you realize she's looking at Jan. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. So Flanker seemed to imply that Jan indicated that I would be weak? And now this witch, who I think has warmed up to me, is calling him a pest. But I haven't noticed anything different. My stamina hasn't changed because Jan appeared. And my combat was perfectly normal. I had 11 attack power to start out fights, as always, thanks to my new sword. If Jan is doing something bad to me, it must be imperceptible, or it could lead to something bad happening later. Why can't I ask her what she means? Get rid of him, I'll keep him, I have no pests. But I like Jan, though. He's so helpful. You know what? Jan's alright. Jan's been nice to me. I don't care if I'm weaker in some way. I have no pests. No, she agrees with some disgust. You seem rather clean. She gets to her feet. You'd best be going. Clean. She said clean like it was an insult. Jan's making me clean? Jan hops onto your shoulder, whispering profuse thanks into your ear, and you leave. That was interesting, but to Torapani we go. Last stop before Kare. It is now late afternoon. You pass over the brow of the next hill, and below you is the village of Torapani, slung from one side of the valley to the next like a flood barrier. Take a look at it. Torapani is the village of the Svin, an aggressive-looking race of man-orcs. You might expect their village to be rowdy, maybe even more so than Biratanti during the festival, but it seems strangely quiet. Ooh. Still, there's no way around it. You will have to go through. Alright, the Svin, eh? You enter the village. There is a definite air of depression hanging over the place. The Svins are going about their business slowly and miserably and pay you no heed. You sit yourself down on a tree stump in the very center of the village to consider your options. Find an inn to rest, make contact with the villagers first. Let's see what they're all about. You spy a group of Svins sitting outside a low hut, and you walk over and sit yourself down. They're discussing a friend, apparently killed in the night by an assassin's curved blade. I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, what a tragedy. Is that why you're all afraid? You ask. We afraid of no thing, retorts one of the Sven, furiously. But no, much worse. Another Sven bangs his hand down on the table. But with Esh dead, who saved Tia? Who is Tia? Our flower, the Sven who answers wipes a tear from the corner of his eye, scratching himself painfully with an uncut fingernail. Tia is Chief's daughter, the other Sven says. Esh was to save her. Now Esh not alive, so Tia soon not alive. What happened to her? Goblins. They sacrifice. Sacrifice? He is unsure of the word, so mimes a gesture like a stabbing downwards knife blade. Yes, sacrifice to great cave demon. Trouble is, another says, our village die if chief line end. Tia is end, so if end ends, we end. All very sad. Very sad, they all agree. Who you? One asks suddenly, as if only just thinking of it. He prods you in the chest. Okay, I see. I think I see where this is going. It might mean fighting a cave demon that, come to think of it, sounds an awful lot like the one that killed me in an instant over near the abandoned mine, but, I would be heralded a hero if I were able to save Tia. That might be good for me. I am a warrior. Warrior! A sudden gleam enters the biggest one's eye. Great warrior? The greatest. Best is good. Meke, Tifa, he signals to the others, who are quickly on their feet, big hefty arms swinging for you. We take to Chief. Before you can resist, they have you and are hauling you bodily onto their shoulders. Jan clings onto your shoulder, refusing to be shaken free. Pray to my spirit for aid. Nah, I want to do this. Right. Well, to the Chief you go. You hold your tongue and wait to see where they are taking you. You pass through the village. Several Svins watch from doorways and windows, their faces silent and somber. A few murmur blessings or maybe curses as you pass. Then you reach a low hut on the edge of the village. You are set down carefully. Captured. The door is slammed and locked. A moment later it reopens, and your possessions are thrown inside. Haven't eaten anything today, so... yeah, I'll top myself up. Pulling your knapsack, you pull out a ration of your food and eat it. Nothing else happens. Well, okay, clearly they don't want to hurt me, so try to sleep. Figuring they will probably now wait until daylight, you put your head down to sleep. Your dreams are filled with grasping hands and long, dark nails scratching at your flesh, and however much you toss and turn on the floor, you cannot quite get them out of your mind. Daybreak. You are still alone. An hour passes before you hear any noise outside, and then the door to the hut opens and 5 Svins come in. They drag you roughly out and across the street to another hut, where an old man with gray hair sits. He is wearing outlandish, colorful robes. My name, Proceus, Chief. He slaps his chest twice. I apologize. Then he bows, brushing the dust on the floor with his sleeves. Rush him? Do not assault the village chief. Apology accepted. The chief nods. He waves to a menial who brings in bread and milk. Oh, hell yeah. Gratefully, you bolt down the meal. It does not seem to be poisoned, and it nourishes you. Yeah, why would they waste food on poisoning you? They could just, stab you. The bowl is removed, and the chief squats down in a pool of cloth. Jan cowers under your own cloak, hoping to go unnoticed. I have need of you and your strength. I will help if I can. The chief bows. I am grateful. My daughter, my child, she is taken, offered to a terrible demon below. She deserves it? You want me to rescue her? The chief nods. Succeed, and you may choose your reward. Fail, and... he shrugs. I'll do it. The chief nods. I hope you will. He gestures to the other Svins, who, still taking no chances, grab you by your arms and haul you to your feet. To a crack in the ground. Oh, but we're so close to Kare, aren't we? Well... You are led along a short pathway through the forest to a crack in the ground. One Svin has brought a rope, and another a basket. They are preparing to lower you down into the pit of the earth itself. You will pay me richly for this. The Svins nod. The chief replies, We are poor, but we will try. Good. Watch the darkness, he declares as they start to lower you down. From your shoulder, Jan murmurs, We're in trouble now. He shivers. You don't realize. You can't... Oh, okay. You don't realize. You can't use magic with me around. And I'm not going anywhere. Oh, so that's what the witch meant by pest. Okay. Wow, God, yeah, I haven't actually tried to cast a spell since we got Jan, did we? Oh, man. You hit the floor with a thud and peer into the darkness. Your eyes can make out nothing, but a slight breeze suggests endless space in all directions. You are blind, helpless, trapped. Something clatters to your feet from above. One of the Svins shouts something down to you. Alright, what's on the ground? You crouch down and feel around your feet until your hand closes on the base of something. You pick it up. It's a dry wood torch. Something else falls from above and strikes you on the head. Tinderbox, calls the voice. Curse whoever hit you. No, they didn't mean it, probably. Rubbing the bruise on your head, you reach down and find the tinderbox. Light the torch. You strike a light and the torch blazes into flame. Below. You can see now you are in a large cavern, wide and deep. At the far end, passageways disappear to the left and right. Through an uneven rockfall, at the end of the cavern, you hear a murmur. Listen. You clamber over the rocks at the edge of the cavern to investigate the sound. It is a whimpering coming from the other side of the pile of stones. The Sven girl, perhaps. She came in this way, but then the cave-in blocked off her path. You will have to find another way to reach her. Right, so going right served me well, but then I went left and got a nice cave with free giant's teeth and a net. Oh! Suppose we run into the cave demon, I can use the net on it. That'd be nice. Yeah, let's go left. You go left and creep slowly into the darkness, ears strained for the sound of approaching threat. But all you can hear is Jan's quiet whimpering. The passageway slopes down a short way, then ends in a T-junction. 2 stones are stacked on top of one another against the wall here. 2 stones. A sign. There is nothing special about those 2 stones except that they happen to be on top of one another. I don't know what that could mean. Another split, huh? Let's go right. Here the cave system widens. Pendulous stalactites hang from the ceiling, as if about to fall and skewer you into place. You skirt between them, following a thin, safe path until a side passage opens on the left. Side passage. You take the left passage. After a few minutes' walk up a shallow incline, you begin to hear something in the distance, a low rumbling. Turn and run, or wait and see. I feel like, at the bare minimum, retreating to the large room with the stalactites might be a better tactical choice, so let's turn and run. You turn and run, but not fast enough. The rumbling gets louder and louder until you look over your shoulder to see an enormous boulder rolling speedily down the tunnel towards you. Well, I can't use magic. Jan apparently won't let me. Pray to my spirit. Try something else. You know what? It might be time to pray to my spirit. I'm not fast enough to outspeed it, am I? So pray to my spirit. I can only do this once in a long while, so let's make this count. You raise a fast and fervent prayer to the ape, your spirit, and feel the peace of the wilderness enter you, as the boulder slows and catches, and invisible breaks make it slow. Not enough to stop it coming, but enough to give you a chance. With a final burst of speed, you race down the hallway and jump left, narrowly avoiding the boulder as it crashes loudly and violently into the wall, mere inches from where you were standing. You pick yourself up and dust yourself down. Only then do you realize that Jan has not been so lucky. Oh, he was flapping along behind you, and he is no longer by your shoulder. But there is no time to grieve your friend. You must press on. Jan Pancake, no! Oh! The passage rises up a gentle incline. At the top, a thick crystal seam glitters in the torchlight, and a passage... Oh god, what's that font? Passageway appears on your right. Look at this crystal. I choose to believe that Jan made it. Jan is currently at the farm, up the way. The seam seems to be made of pure diamond. It was no doubt in quest of this that these tunnels were carved, but why is no one mining here now? Yeah, dig out that crystal. You try to pry some diamonds loose from the incredible seam in the rock, but your sword is not up to the task, and you would only make it blunt. You could perhaps return with a proper pick, but only if you can escape these tunnels first. Well, let's keep going then. You push on. You walk down the passage for several minutes, then slip on some dirt, and the ground beneath your feet gives way. You plunge into a hidden pit and land on something soft. A lucky escape? Look around. No, we need to see if there's any danger. Look around. Oh! Not yet counting your luck, you look around, and sure enough, you are out of the frying pan and into the reptile den. You are in a pit of snakes. Well, pray to my spirit. No, the spirit be angry to rely on it so much. Use magic. Jan is now Jan Pancake, so use magic. With the Minimite no longer beside you, the world of magic is close to your fingertips once more. These are simple creatures, but... Ooh! Right, so law. Control non-intelligent creatures. Plural. I hope that counts for all snakes. Oh. You cast the spell and feel the snakes come under your command. Order them to help. You command the snakes to approach. They slither nearer and nearer, and then they begin to climb the walls, holding themselves erect, until they form a living ladder that stretches up to the passage above. Climb it quickly. You steel your courage and climb quickly back up to the tunnel above. Back on firm ground, you watch as the spell leaves the snakes, and they tumble, snapping, hissing, and hungry, back to the cavern floor. You are soon back by the crystal seam, where the crack splits the wall on the left. Go left. You slip through the opening in the left wall. Then you see a spot of sunlight up ahead and rush forward to find yourself back beneath the crack in the ceiling through which you came. Climb out of the hole. Climb into the sunlight? No, I need to find Tia. Go straight on. You creep forward through the dark, quite sure you are going in circles. The ground seems to dip, and its lowest point the tunnel splits. There is a stacked pair of stones here as well. Go right. The way is soon blocked by a large boulder. You turn back. The passage dips once more, and then a crawl space gapes on your left. A pair of stones are still stacked in the corner. Okay, go straight. The tunnel twists and bends sharply as if carved by a river now long since dried away. You lose all sense of which way is which, except to keep going forward, where the passage you are following finishes at another forked. Left? The going is suddenly more difficult, and you realize that the tunnel is climbing at quite a sharp gradient. Little stones rattle and roll away downwards into the dark. At the highest point, the path you are creeping through forks again. As you enter, 2 stones roll away down the slope. Go left. The cave walls crush in close, as though the rock is squeezing you to death. Your shoulders rub against the walls. When you feel certain you can go no further, the winding seam reaches a split. A pair of stones sit on top of each other by the one wall. That's the same stones every time, isn't it? Go left? Oh. You follow the passageway when you hear an echo of whimpering coming up the corridor. Your torchlight falls across a frail shape. Hiding in the shadows is the young Svin girl, stacking stones into hundreds of little towers. Oh. This is some Rumpelstiltskin stuff. Why is she stacking towers? Okay. Before we let our presence be known, let's look for traps. You run the torchlight around the walls of the cavern. No switches or triggers that you can see. The girl watches you with silent fear, and then the torchlight falls on a deep scratch in the rock. A claw mark. Suddenly there is a loud roaring from the mouth of the short cavern. The walls begin to shake and crumble. The Svin's stone towers topple and scatter. To one side, a gap in the rubble begins to open, letting through a mean shaft of light. But before you can head for it, the roaring sound is joined by the scream from the Svin girl. You turn slowly and peer into the gloom back along the tunnel. Is there something moving? Something coming closer, perhaps. The roaring is the wind rushing through the tunnels. Okay, the last time I heard whistling, it was a giant, so something is coming. You hear the scrabbling sound of claws on rock, and the exit from the tunnel is blocked by a dark and looming shape. A manticore. Huge, terrible. It stands between you and the light and howls in bloody rage. Ooh. Okay, well, if I look at the creature, I might lose my chance to get the drop on it. Let's kill it. Vanquish the cave demon. And Jan's not here, so magic to open the fight. You ready a spell? Maybe we can avoid the fight at all. Well, might be better to exterminate it. Let's see. P-E-P, pep. Causes strength. No, don't have fire water. F-O-G. Summon darkness. I mean, it's a cave monster. It doesn't mind the dark. F-O-F. Create a force field. Well, I'm pretty sure it's blocking my exit, so no. D-U-M. Cause clumsiness. Well, this really helped against that ogre so long ago. That could really give me the edge. Or D-O-Z? Cause slowness. Making it slow. There was also D-O-P. Opens locks and doors? What the hell would that do? H-U-F. Create wind. Okay, no. Let's go for dumb. Cause clumsiness. Make the beast clumsy. You complete your enchantment and the manticore seems to stagger and trip, one foot colliding with the other, and its sting becomes tangled in its wings. You have slowed it down. If you draw your sword now, you will have an advantage. Or you have gained yourself more time for further sorcery. Is there another spell I wanted to cast? I mean, I could slow it. But nah, let's Let's just draw my sword. I think this might be an even fight now. Okay. 18 stamina. And look at that attack power. Ooh, that is essentially even with me. Okay. You draw your sword and close on the slow and fumbling beast, eyes focused tightly on the terrible sting. It might be in a panic at the moment. Perhaps too panicked to defend itself. Let's go for a solid 6.9. Nice. Oh! It went for a 9.7. The manticore moves forward slowly. You breathe a sigh of relief to see your spell having some effect on the creature. You are determined that you will not die down here. You plant your feet and ready a mighty sword swing. At the last moment it pounces, all claws off the ground and bared to plunge into your flesh. In the air it is no longer slow. It takes you by surprise and wide open, knocking you painfully back. The Sphin Girl screams out in alarm. The vicious creature has wounded you and crows in its victory with a cackling laugh. Odds are it won't muster an attack that powerful, so 6.5. The creature snarls and snaps its jaws. You must finish this monster before it finishes you. Standing firm, you swing a mighty stroke against the monster just as the manticore pounds its tail down like a hammer stroke. As it rears, you push your sword up into its exposed belly. The manticore shifts away and opens its wide jaws, which look so human but contain an impossible number of teeth, each one dripping with a mixture of saliva and blood. A display of fear, trying to keep me away. Defend for now. Ooh, I think I had it right. Warily, you move into a defensive crouch. The manticore stays low and tries to ram you. For a moment, it is close enough to smell its warm, fetid breath. The beast growls at you. The walls shiver with its fury. The Sphin Girl edges nearer, as if thinking of scratching the creature with her claws. "It's scared," she whispers to you. "You might not believe me, but you've scared it." Alright, 5.23. In the darkness of the cave, it is hard to read the monster's intentions, but you cannot wait forever. Dropping your weight, you chop a heavy swing at the vile beast, easily catching the manticore a light blow. Follow it up with another. Back against the rock, you deliver a ferocious stab at the foul creature. At the same moment as the manticore comes for you with its terrible sting, you cut into it like a butcher. Well, my max power is 2.6. We're winded to hell and back, so defend. You can almost smell the creature growing enraged and drop quickly away. The manticore makes a nasty swipe with its fearsome claws, but you duck and escape real injury. The manticore chomps and grinds its teeth, its expression an ugly frown. It's frustrated. And a frustrated creature might throw all its weight at me. Defend again. Oh, okay. You remain hidden. The manticore rushes you. At the last moment, you jump aside. You gives silent thanks for your concentration. Okay. 7. Or 5.6? Ooh, close one. The manticore laughs at you with a human expression of twisted joy. You risk an attack. Standing firm, you swing a fearsome stroke against the monster, just as the manticore charges you. You catch it rearing up and exposed. The creature crashes against one wall. Rock dust pours onto its back, but as it tries to shake itself, it stumbles. You can hardly dare to hope. The foul beast is weakening. The monster rears up onto its back legs and opens its wings to fill the room. A threat display. Full power, 7.6, or... no. It might be going for a weak attack. If so, we can regain a bit of stamina. Okay, it did. Warily, you move into a defensive crouch. The manticore keeps close to the floor and rushes to knock you down. You swing your arm and refresh your stance, ready for a powerful blow. 8. You spy an advantage, the kind that can change the course of a battle. With a rock wall at your back, you have no way to hide, but a perfect platform to spring forward. You race at the manticore at the same moment as it tries to skewer you with its claws. You sink your blade into the creature's flesh. You have opened a deep wound in its side. The Sphin Girl cheers. The creature stretches its wide jaws and roars. Okay, every time it's shown a threat display like that, it means a weak attack is coming, so 4.3. Dropping your weight, you chop a hefty swing at the terrifying beast, deftly slipping a light strike past the manticore's outstretched claws. The manticore screams and howls in a voice that is almost human. It is dying, slowly, furiously, but nonetheless it weakens. Defend. You sense the creature getting angry and move quickly into a crouch. The manticore whips out with its terrible sting, but you leap aside to safety. You are gasping for the breath. The creature's relentless assault, its sheer rage, is almost too much for you to take. It really is not doing any big moves, is it? Maybe it's because I scared it. Well, let's try a 5.8. You must kill this creature. Back against the rock, you deliver a mighty stab at the creature just as the manticore rears to attack. You make the manticore bleed in hot, vivid red splashes of blood. The manticore roars. The ground itself seems to shake with its anger. Okay, let's play it safe. We'll defend once more, then throw all our power into the next attack. Warily, you move into defensive crouch. The manticore charges you. You leap to one side. You adjust your grip and shift your weight. Charging forward, you rush into the manticore. Your sword blade seems almost to be possessed. It finds its way past the manticore's sweeping claws, through its thick hide, and down into its ancient, cruel heart. For a moment it howls loud enough to make the walls shake, and then everything falls very quiet. 9 stamina lost, competent combat. The only noise in the chamber is the hammering of your heart and the quiet breathing of the Sphin Girl. "Thank you," the Sphin Girl murmurs. Then, tugging at your arm, "This way." She leads you towards the light, through a gap in the rocks to the pool of sunlight in the first cavern. Escape. You wave the torch, hoping to attract attention. Tell the girl to call up. Girl, call to your father. The Sphin child nods mutely, then bawls at the top of her lungs. "Proceus, I'm here!" Then something drops down, a rope, with a basket on the end. "Get in together," the chief calls from above. "We'll pull you both up." Oh no, I know how this ends. Okay, I don't think a rope and a basket can support the weight of a full-grown human woman and a half-orc thing. Send the girl up first. You lift the girl into the basket and call up. Haul away. The Sphinx gave a great cry and begin to pull, and the basket starts to slowly rise, spinning as it goes. The girl waves to you as she disappears up in the sunlight. Then she is gone. A minute passes. Nothing. Hey? Throw down the rope. Nothing. The tunnel echoes very slightly, a noise from the depths. Perhaps the manticore was not alone. Wait a little longer? You wait a little longer, settling down on your pack. You can imagine the celebration going on above ground, the tears and grateful reunion. No surprise if they lose track of you down here in the dark. And then, sure enough, the basket and the rope tumble down. You clamber quickly in, and they haul you up. Above ground, the chief himself helps you out onto the grass. His daughter is with him, clutching his hand. My daughter tells you fight bravely, he says. For that I grateful. I invite you with us back to Torapani. Will you come? Hell yeah, I'm the village hero. A little generosity cannot hurt you. You nod. I will come. As you enter the village, it erupts into celebration. Fully healed, back to 20 stamina. Oh, it's beautiful. You are given a place to stay and recuperate from your long journey. A visit to the healing priest treats your wounds, and when you emerge, it is to find the village, before so somber and silent, now in full life. Flowers are tied to every rooftop, and bands of Sven are playing music on long, strangely shaped lyres. You are whisked away into the dance by Proces's daughter, before the chief can welcome you to the feast. The night is glorious. That night you sleep heavily, and rise the next morning to continue your journey. The chief meets you before you go. My good friend, he declares, you have saved us. He presses 2 gifts into your hands, a pouch of 10 gold pieces, a fortune for a place like this, and a key. This opened the South City Gate of Kare, he tells you. I hope it is use. You perform one last transaction before you go, exchanging your emeralds for 24 further gold pieces with the chief. Oh, I got bonus! It is a much safer way to carry valuables, as you can stash them around your body, in your boots and under your belt. Then, it is time to leave. You take your leave. The path winds away from Torapani, and soon you're on a downward slope, away from the Shamutanti hills, through stepped rice fields. As you walk, you feel for the first time the loneliness of the path ahead. Though Kare is a busy city, it is cruel, and beyond Kare, there is nothing but the vicious wasteland. You will have no one to trust in the days ahead. Well, alright, that'll do it, friends. Had to go a little extra on the time here, but I remembered this scenario from my previous playthrough a year ago. But yeah, Kare, Act 2, I only made it just a tiny bit, so from here, I think it is all going to be 100% fresh. Oh, what a splendid, wonderful, amazing game. It really makes you feel like you're on an adventure. The writing is so good. Oh, Jan. Oh, Fairy Pancake. Oh, I'm gonna miss you, Jan. You could have been my friend. Oh, man. We didn't see a body right, though, right? Eh? Maybe we could run into Jan sometime later, but, yeah, for now, though, interesting locales are just interesting for their own sake. Interesting people. Flanker the Assassin. That dialogue there said I would have no friends in the days to come, but maybe Flanker will help me out later. Who knows? Might be good to have friends with an assassin. Oh my god. I wonder if Kare has an assassin's guild. Flanker could certainly introduce me. Oh man, shame about that we couldn't get the diamonds in the rock wall. Maybe we can come back later, but either way, it looks like there's nothing else for it. Next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start things off by finishing Act 1 and immediately proceeding into Kare, the city port of traps, Act 2. And let me tell you, as good and fun as Act 1 has been, I remember thinking that Act 2 was an immediate improvement upon even this. And I didn't even make it very far. So, It's been a joy, but I've talked too much. I'm Zephyr the Jester, professional Manticore Slayer. I thank you for watching, and hopefully, I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.